Pak.
Okay,
Oke,
go ahead.
saya buka dulu ya Pak.
Ya.
Selamat siang Bapak-Bapak dan Ibu-Ibu. Terima kasih sudah meluangkan waktunya untuk mengikuti sesi terakhir webinar kami ya dari SGI Asia. Sebagai informasi, karena ada beberapa peserta yang berasal dari luar Indonesia, maka webinar akan disampaikan dalam dua bahasa, bahasa Indonesia dan bahasa Inggris. Oke. Hello, good day everyone. My name is Ingrid. I'm Marketing Officer Tech Global Informasi. Thank you very much for joining us in our webinar today. Today we will discuss CompTIA Pentest, performing active information gathering, and we have Mr. Semi Yulianto as our speaker here. Halo Pak Semi.
Yeah, hello.
Should be there any question during Mr. Semi's sessions? Please feel free to type in our chat room, or you can ask in our Q&A session by raise your hand or open your mic. Okay, without further ado, please welcome our trainer, Mr. Semi Yulianto. Silakan Pak Semi.
Yeah. Hi everyone. How are you today?
Fine, Pak.
Alhamdulillah. Ya, thank God. Okay, so tadi udah dijelasin bahwa bagi yang dari Indonesia, karena ini ada beberapa peserta dari luar, terpaksa kita harus menggunakan dua bahasa. Jadi mungkin ada bahasa Indonesia, nantinya saya kebanyakan nanti bahasa Inggris ya, karena ini juga topiknya kan ada beberapa yang bahasa Inggris juga. Ya mudah-mudahan tidak ada kesulitan ya. Kalau ada pertanyaan silakan ditanyakan aja dalam bahasa Indonesia boleh, dalam bahasa Inggris boleh. Okay. So before we start with the topic, yeah, our today's topic, today's session, the topic is about CompTIA Pentest, penetration test. Exam number is PT0-001. Yeah. So before I begin with this CompTIA Pentest sneak peek, that will actually discuss about one of the modules in Pentest Plus, CompTIA Pentest Plus. I would actually show you several things. Let me show you the cybersecurity certification. Yeah, so introduction. Yeah. Now, CompTIA has several certifications related to IT. Yeah, but today I'm going to show you the topic related to the cybersecurity specialist, specifically CompTIA Pentest Plus. Okay. Now, if you look at the cybersecurity specialist certifications, yeah, that of course focuses on the cybersecurity related certifications, ranging from CompTIA Network Plus, CompTIA Security Plus, and then we have the CompTIA CISA Plus, as you can see here. So we have the CompTIA Pentest Plus and CompTIA CASP, which is actually stands for the CompTIA Advanced Security Practitioner. Yeah. Now, you can see that we have, in CompTIA, we can see that we have several levels of certifications, such as the beginner level. See, for example, this one, Network Plus, CompTIA Security Plus, partner certifications. These are all beginners, yeah, beginner certifications. Then move on to the intermediate. We have like CISA Plus and CompTIA Pentest Plus. Yeah, so CompTIA CISA Plus, which is normally related to the, defensive security that discuss about the incident response, digital forensic, SIEM, security information and event management, as well as other things. While CompTIA Pentest Plus is focusing on the offensive security, everything related to ethical hacking, security audit, security assessment, penetration testing, vulnerability assessment, are being discussed in CompTIA Pentest Plus. So Pentest Plus, let's just focus on Pentest Plus. Pentest Plus, I believe, is one of its kind, or I would say a certification that focuses on the security assessment and audit. So here you will learn a lot of different things on how to become a good pen tester that knows about how to do vulnerability assessment, penetration testing, ethical hacking, and so on and so forth. And as you can see here, the certification, CompTIA Pentest Plus, is at the intermediate level. Yeah, so this is actually an intermediate level certification. It is actually recommended for you to start with, let's say, a beginner level or basic level or foundational level certification before moving to the CompTIA Pentest Plus. As an added point, you will need to learn several things like Network Plus, Security Plus, that would really assist you on understanding the concept when you are actually learning about CompTIA Pentest Plus. Okay, then good news that nowadays, I believe that this is actually quite new. CompTIA Pentest Plus is now DoD approved. What does it mean by DoD approved? DoD stands for the U.S. Department of Defense. They have, what do you call this, a kind of framework that they use to assess or to provide the roadmap for the information technology and cybersecurity certification. Now, DoD 8570 is actually related to the security. Let me just move on a bit to the DoD. Yeah. So CompTIA Pentest Plus is now DoD approved. Well, why does it matter? Yeah. Then you can see here, DoD approved CompTIA Pentest for 38570.01-M job categories, which include cybersecurity service provider analyst, CSSP, yeah, analyst, the CSSP insider incident responder, as well as CSSP auditor. Yeah, so which means that DoD acknowledged this Pentest Plus as one of the requirements for their job in terms of the cybersecurity analyst job categories. Yeah, so and you can see that based on the NICE framework, they call it NICE. The NICE framework is the cybersecurity workforce framework. They also position 8140 manual, which is actually related to the 8570 DoD for the cybersecurity workforce. They position the manual of Pentest Plus for the forensic analysts, cyber defense forensic analysts, cyber defense analysts, cyber defense infrastructure support specialists, cyber defense incident responder, vulnerability assessment analyst, and security control assessor. Yeah. Now, for those who wanted to be a pen tester, for example, vulnerability tester, security analysts, vulnerability and assessment analysts, network security operations, or even application security vulnerability specialists. These are all of the job titles related to CompTIA Pentest Plus. So even if you're not doing penetration testing, maybe you're just doing, security analysts doing the offensive and defensive security, you could take advantage of this penetration testing, certification, okay? Any question related to the Pentest Plus certification? Anyone? Ada pertanyaan nggak kira-kira? Dari sisi Pentest Plus, kalau kita lihat dari sisi career. Ya. Ya. Anyone? Ada pertanyaan nggak kira-kira? Halo Bapak, Ibu?
Belum Pak.
Belum ada. Ini ada nih satu nih. Okay, not yet. Okay. All right. So the introduction here is just to brief you a bit of cybersecurity specialist certification, which include CompTIA Pentest Plus. Now, let's have a look at the CompTIA Pentest Plus what do you call this, the course outline. Yeah. So today's webinar will just provide you the introduction of one of the topic. I would say that this is just a sneak peek regarding what topics are being discussed in Pentest Plus, and we'll be focusing on a single topic, one of the topics being discussed in Pentest Plus. So let's have a look at this one. Now, if you're attending, or if you attend the Pentest Plus exam preparation or the course, you will be learning a lot of things. Yeah, as you can see from the course outline. Okay, now number one is planning and scoping penetration tests. Yeah, so here you will learn about how do you plan and do the scoping on the penetration testing, and then move on to conducting passive reconnaissance, then performing non-technical tasks, conducting active reconnaissance, then followed by analyzing vulnerabilities, then penetrating network, and then move on to the exploiting host-based vulnerabilities, then testing applications, which include web-based and mobile application, and then completing post-exploit tasks. And finally, you will learn about analyzing and reporting pen test results. So these are what you will learn in Pentest Plus. Okay, so I'll be discussing about conducting active reconnaissance, which is actually this one, topic number 4. Conducting active reconnaissance. All right. Okay, just give me a minute. Let's start with this topic. So because it is actually a sneak peek, we'll only discuss some important points in relation to the penetration testing topic. So we'll discuss about conducting active reconnaissance, right? So do you know what is actually reconnaissance? Yeah. So this is actually the topic, conducting active reconnaissance. Anyone knows about what is actually reconnaissance? Ya, mungkin Mbak Ingrid bisa matikan ini ya, mikrofonnya yang lain, karena ini ada echo. Let me repeat. Anyone knows about what is reconnaissance? Yes, yeah, I got something we do with security tools. Yeah, something gathering information. Kim Santos. By the way, how many of you are coming from the Philippines or foreign nationals? Yeah, Randy, Saragenia. Okay. Anyway, so the term reconnaissance is coming. Did you know that reconnaissance is actually a word coming from a French word? Yeah, it's an English word, but it's actually coming from a French word. Reconnaissance means gathering information or information gathering. So reconnaissance, in fact, is the process of gathering as much information as possible about your target. Yeah. So in penetration testing, you'll need to know a lot of different things to get more and more information, or as much information as you can get prior to doing your attack. Yeah, so in fact, did you know that reconnaissance has about, or perhaps it is about 80% of the total amount of effort that you will need to do before even doing the attack. Yeah, so prior to launching an assault or attack, you will need to get as much information as possible. Yeah, so in this topic, conducting active reconnaissance, you will see about how do you scan the network, You will learn about scanning network, enumerate targets, and then perhaps scan for vulnerabilities. Depending on the time, we might also discuss about vulnerabilities and scanning vulnerabilities, and as well as analyzing basic scripts. Yeah, we'll see. We can actually have more time on discussing on these topics, right? Okay, so let's start with the first topic, which is scanning network. Yeah. Now, network scanning is the process of gathering information about competing systems or on a network. Yeah. So this is actually the first step in active reconnaissance, where you will need to potentially discover vulnerable targets. Yeah. So we'll start with discovering the host, active hosts. Then move on to port scanning, packet crafting, device enumeration, as well as vulnerability scanning. Yeah. So this is actually, in fact, I would say an intelligent information gathering where you will need to directly interact with the target. Yeah. So there's also a passive reconnaissance where you do not need to interact with the target. You will need to just use the publicly available information. Yeah. So active reconnaissance requires you to directly connect and interact with the target. Yeah. So we will start with the network scanning, and then most of the time we use the tool called Nmap. Yeah. Most widely used network scanner and available for on most platforms. And then you can actually test for vulnerabilities and just for port scanning. Yeah. And you can even use the Nmap to evade IDS by altering speed and performance settings. Yeah. So uses of Nmap include host discovery, port and service discovery, operating system and service fingerprinting, enumeration, MAC address detection, and vulnerability and exploit detection. Yeah. So a lot of slides here. Yeah. So I won't really go into details in the slides. So, but I will be showing you on how to, in fact, use Nmap to start with your scanning, right? Okay. So let me show you my screen. By the way, for Pentest Plus, you can actually use two different lab environment. Yeah. Let me show you the first lab environment, which I normally use. Yeah. So CompTIA Learn on Demand. Let me just give me a minute. So in the class, when I normally teach or when I deliver the course, we normally provide the students with the Cert Master Lab or CompTIA Labs. Yeah. So let me just try to log on to this one. So here is the environment where you can actually use the CompTIA Lab for Pentest. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. So what I'm showing you here is the CompTIA Labs for Pentest Plus, exam number PT0-001. Yeah. And we have a lot of different topics. Yeah. Since we are discussing or talking about the active reconnaissance, so remember that in Pentest Plus course, you have a lot of different topics, right? So each topic will be equipped with the online lab, okay, or exercises. Now, the exercises or lab here only requires you to have the internet connection as well as the browser. You can use Google Chrome or Microsoft Edge or even Firefox, Mozilla Firefox. So I'll be selecting this conducting active reconnaissance as my lab. Yeah, so I'll select this, and it will launch a new window, just like this one. So you have to wait for a while. So it will take about a minute and a half, or roughly around 1.30 seconds, 1 minute 30 seconds or 20 seconds to build the environment, to start the virtual machines and so on and so forth. Yeah. So just hang on for a while. Yeah. So just to give you an idea, when I teach Pentest Plus, I normally encourage the student to, do the hands-on lab exercises by utilizing the CompTIA online labs. Yeah. Beside this, I also encourage them to actually use or create their own lab environment by utilizing, let's say, virtualization. Yeah, let me just show you while waiting for this one. Oh, 30 seconds, just give me a minute. Yeah. Okay, hang on for a while. So if you're a student, you'll be given a full access to the online lab, which can be accessed anywhere at any time. And you have about 12 months access to this particular lab. Okay, so this is the environment. All right, so depending on your internet speed, you'll see that the lab will be quite fast enough. Yeah. So here we have the lab scanning network with Nmap, which is actually related to module 4, conducting active reconnaissance. As you can see here, we have two panes, the left and the right panes, right? So the left pane shows on my left, shows the machine, the virtual machine, and on my right pane I have the instructions. Okay, so for example, how do I there's a question about, let's say, how do I log into this particular machine? To log in, you can actually just follow the lab. Yeah, so for example here, start the web server. Okay, so click server 01. This is actually server 01. When you're done with this, just place a tick, yeah, on this one, mark the item, and you can log into this machine by clicking Control Alternate Delete, yeah, on the instruction page or pane, or you can also click on the left side upper left corner, yeah, click Command and then select Control Alternate Delete. This is where you can actually enter your username and password. Yeah. Yeah, here is a bit slow because my internet is not really that fast enough. So I would really recommend to have, for you guys to have a good internet connection, dedicated internet connection to really enjoy the lab. Yeah. And then while waiting for this, you can navigate to resources where you can find other, machines. Yeah, like for example, I have server 01. I can navigate to server 02. Yeah, I can also navigate to Kali, for example. I can also navigate to Kali 01 and Kali 02. So for example, here I will navigate to Kali 01, and this is where you need to enter username, like username root, and the password is capital PA22W0RD. As easy as that. Yeah. And of course, you will need to follow the instruction, what needs to be done. Yeah, based on the instruction here. So for example, log into your server 01. So I can click server 01, click the link, Control Alternate Delete to simulate pressing Control Alternate Delete and log in as administrator with the password. Yeah. So depending on your internet connection speed, it might take a while to connect to your server 1. Yeah, I have a connection issue. Yeah. So anyway, let me just show you. When I did my testing at home by utilizing the same tool or the same online lab, I didn't have any problem or any issue with the connection because I have a dedicated internet connection. So here, let me log in as administrator and the password. Now, if you don't like to type the password, you can even click the T symbol here, type text. It will automatically, auto filled in on this particular login screen. Yeah. See, I'm now on server 01. Then, of course, we'll need to just follow the step. Like, for example, open store folder, press shift, right click, open command line. For example, here, right click, command line from admin, so for example, and then type, let's say, npm start. So something like that. Okay. All right. So besides using the online lab, we just call it as CompTIA online lab by utilizing the what do you call this, the browser. Yeah. I would also recommend the students or the participants to use their own offline lab, which could be easily set up or configured by utilizing VMware or maybe VMware Workstation or Oracle VirtualBox. Let me show you something with that. Yeah. So this is my Kali. Yeah. So I encourage my students to set up their own Kali Linux. Yeah. Here I have my Kali 2019.3, and I also have Metasploit 1 and Metasploit 2. Yeah. So I use Metasploitable 1 and Metasploitable 2. Yeah. As the what do you call this, the targets. So you can easily set up your own lab environment by setting up your Kali Linux. You can download Metasploitable 1 and Metasploitable 2 from vulnhub.com. And then you can do the practice much faster, and it's running locally. So like, for example, here I will log into my Kali using password Tor. Now, to start with the network, scanning. So we normally use the network scanning as the first step or the reconnaissance step. We will start with scanning the live host. So we normally use the Nmap dash, for example, N, skipping the name resolution dash SN for the ping sweep or host discovery. Of course, that you need to know the the IP address range that you will be targeting. Like, for example, I have config to see the range of IP. Yeah, so this is my IP, the IP address of my Kali. So if I want to scan, I'll use the nmap-n-sn, then press shift insert, just put 0/24. Yeah. So this is actually a very simple host discovery technique by utilizing Nmap. Or you can also use the tool called Net Discover that will continuously scan for the target. Yeah, so it's currently scanning. Yeah. Based on my previous Nmap command, I have several results here. So I've got like 192.168 dot something. Yeah. The next step is to do port scanning. Yeah, which is actually just by changing the Nmap command. Yeah. What you can do is you can open up new window, and you just type nmap -n. Now, without using sn, we will use like a very simple fast scanning -f 192.168.236.0/24. This will, speed up the scanning process of, our port scanning. Yeah. So it will do port scanning very fast. And as you can see here, within few seconds, we receive the results. Yeah. So we got the port number, the state, and the service name, right? Now, in Pentest Plus, you also need to know a lot of different Nmap commands. Let me go back to my script. Sorry, here. So these are some of the Nmap commands, like, for example, the Nmap target designations, like if you want to scan only one IP, host, or you can even scan the entire subnet, or scan the entire subnet containing the host scan range of IP addresses. You can use dash, let's say 20-50. You can even use the comma, yeah. And a lot of different Nmap commands you will need to learn, like -h, -v, -d, -ss for the sync scan, TCP sync scan, or hop open scan, -st for the TCP three-way handshake. Yeah, then we also have -sv, -su, -sl, -sa, and so on and so forth. And these are some examples of how we can actually scan for a specific port. Yeah. Okay. Now, the command that I've shown you using -n is an example of a discovery scan. Discovery scan is a type of scan that finds live IP addresses on a network. Now, we also have another terminology called ping sweep, which is a network scanning techniques that uses ICMP echo request packet to search for live hosts. Ping sweep is not really that good because somehow ICMP echo requests might be blocked by the firewall. So it is actually recommended to use the ARP scanning technique using discovery scan. Just use the -n that will actually do the TCP sync SYNC-X scan using specific what do you call this, timestamp to find the live hosts, right? Now, did you know that you can also use Nmap as a vulnerability scanning? Yeah. So here you will also learn about for the port scanning, which is the process of determining TCP and UDP port. A target is listening. Yeah. So most of the time in Pentest Plus, we use Nmap as the primary port scanning tool. Of course, it is also open for the use of many different scanning tools or port scanning tools. Yeah. So you need to do a lot of practice on doing this particular information gathering. Yeah. So let me go back to my Kali. Yeah. Okay, so if you want to do like very detailed scanning, let's say you want to scan, you want to use a scanning technique that will allow you to scan for both UDP and TCP and UDP ports, then you can just use Nmap. Since we're just using IP address or IP addresses without utilizing the name resolution, so we can just use the -n that will disable or bypass the name resolution. Yeah. Then you can put the, let's say I want to scan with a sync scan, the hop open scan, and I want to use the UDP as well. So just use SU. So the SS here will give you the the TCP ports open, and the -U will scan for any open UDP ports. You can always use -O to identify the operating systems running on your targets. Okay, then you can also use the SV that will allow you to get the version of the services running on your target machine. Okay, and you can put like your range 192.168.236.0/24. And if you want to put the result in an XML file that will be perhaps will be used or will be utilized for later purposes, then you can use the -OX. Yeah. Then you can put like, okay, I want to put this as my scan result.xml. I would really recommend you to use the XML as the output, since you can utilize the XML output for other purposes. Like, for example, you can import this into your Metasploit, for example, for the later purposes, like for exploitation purposes, right? So press enter. And by the way, if you want to see the scanning process, you can put -VV so that you can see the what do you call this, the process being shown in your screen. Yeah. Okay, so that's actually the command. Yeah, so it's gonna take a while to do or to finish the scanning or to get the result. Yeah. Now, by the way, while waiting for this to run, I have already run other commands earlier. Yeah. Now, this is actually an example of the output of my scanning using this one. So this is actually an example of how we can use the Nmap as our vulnerability scanning tool. Okay. So here I use the -A, and then you use the script --script vuln. And I put the range, and then I put the output. I set the output to an XML file called scan result. So this is the scan result. Yeah. And if you want to convert this, you can easily convert this using the tool called, let me show you how to convert this. You can convert this by typing xslt proc, yeah. Then you can put the name of the XML file, so scan result -O, the same name, but this time we will use the HTML. And you can easily, show this in your Firefox by typing Firefox scan result HTML. Yeah, this will produce a very nice, scanning result. Yeah, so all in, the XML file was already converted. Yeah, has been converted into an HTML file that can be easily, displayed. I would really prefer to use this, HTML file rather than just reading from a text file. Okay. Now, did you know that you can also convert this into a very nice, what do you call this, report? Not just by utilizing this XSLT proc, but also utilizing a tool called WebMap. Yeah, so I could easily export this result to my temporary directory. So I would just copy this one, cp scan result XML /tmp webmap. And I can easily see this here. Let me refresh. Yeah. So this is just an example of the result, of the Nmap scanning. Yeah, converted into a very nice, report called scan result that shows me the, the information about the host. Yeah. So don't forget that in Pentest Plus, you will also learn, something that is outside of the, topic. Yeah. Okay, let me get back to my slide. So in fact, the what do you call this? The knowledge of how to use the Nmap and other scanning tools is very crucial. Yeah, you will need to do a lot of different techniques to get as much information as possible. So you can use different techniques like stealth scan technique, TCP ACK technique. Maybe the fragmentation technique, or even like XMask scanning and so on and so forth, right? So a lot of things here. Yeah. Now you can also do a full scan, which I've already shown you, a type of scan that elicits the maximum amount of information from and about the target. You can even do packet crafting if you want, yeah, to alter the normal IP packet before transmitting to the network. You can use the tool like hping3 here. hping3, you can specify to raise the TCP fin flag, to set the packet count, to set the destination port, and to also configure the source port. So this is actually a technique where you can actually modify the packet before transmitting it to the on a network to test firewall rules, evade the intrusion detection, and perhaps do the denial of service. Yeah. So in this case, we are utilizing a tool called hping3. Yeah. So you will learn about Nmap, hping3, and some other tools. Yeah. It looks like I have several questions here. Ya,
Iya Pak, dari Pak Wahyu Pratama. Will one account be different from other account? Will not conflict with others account?
Yang mana nih ya?
Lalu can this also this lab connect?
Yang mana nih ya?
Pak Wahyu Pratama Pak.
Oh iya, yang di sini nih saya lihat. Will one account be different from other account and will not conflict with other account? Ini yang mana nih maksudnya? Oh, ini masing-masing beda account Pak. So each participant will have their own account. No conflict with other account. Can this also connect to via VPN? Ini bukan ya Pak ya, Pak Wahyu. Ini accountnya tidak diakses via VPN, tapi diakses via web browser. So all of the CompTIA Pentest, CompTIA online labs can be accessed via browser, not via VPN. Pak Wahyu ya. Halo Pak Wahyu.
Lalu ada Pak Wisnu Pak.
Ya.
Can firewall detect Nmap or can Nmap bypass firewall?
Itu nanti Bapak harus ikut kelas saya dulu baru tahu. Jadi kalau ditanya can detect, yes, but also no. Ya, it's possible not to detect the Nmap. Can Nmap bypass? Yes, it's possible. There are several techniques. So you have to attend the lesson, then you will understand about the firewall and IDS evasion technique. Ya, jadi jawabannya yes or no. Yes and no. Apalagi tuh? Saya baca langsung dia, Mbak.
Boleh Pak, silakan.
Do we need to set up DNS proxy first before doing network scanning, which DNS providers recommended for Kali? Ini depending, Mas Aska atau Mbak Aska ini, Aska Khairun Nisa. Ini di sini kalau untuk network scanning, biasanya kita melakukan network scanning internally, jadi secara internal. Kalau untuk keluar, biasanya kita tidak melakukan scanning secara open. Biasanya kita pakai proxy atau pakai VPN supaya tidak kelihatan IP address-nya kita. Jadi sangat disarankan menggunakan VPN daripada DNS proxy. Ya. Tapi kalau untuk yang saya terangkan tadi, information gathering ini lebih ke information gathering yang ada di internal network sih. Ya. Ini kalau Pak Wisnu nanya, can Nmap detect XXE XXE attack? Ini beda Pak. Nmap itu dia khusus untuk port scanning sama network discovery. Jadi Bapak harus tahu kalau untuk cross yang ini XML entity attack ini XXE attack itu harus pakai tool yang berbeda. Contohnya pakai Akunetics misalnya. Oke. Nah, jadi selain Nmap kita juga bisa menggunakan tool seperti hping3 ya. Jadi kalau ini bisa kita gunakan misalnya hping3 ya. Sebentar, saya lihat dulu di mana tadi tuh. Ya. Jadi kalau selain Nmap kita bisa menggunakan tool seperti misalnya hping3 ya. hping3 ini bisa kita ambil misalnya contoh di sini kita bisa scan pakai ini perintah ini, kita copy aja, kita paste ya. Oh sorry. Nah ini tinggal kita ganti aja sync scan misalnya tadi berapa ya? Ini jadi kita bisa nge-scan ke port tertentu ya. Di sini kita tinggal masukkan aja portnya misalnya hping 3 scan. Ini kita tinggal scan aja portnya misalnya. So for example, I want to scan port 1 up to 1024 and -s sync scan to 192.168.236.133. Yeah, this will produce almost the same result as the Nmap. Now, in fact, in this active reconnaissance, you can also do like enumeration technique by utilizing different tools. So for example, you can use the Nmap command and script that will allow you to find some information related to the target. Like for example, you can use the enumeration script. Yeah. So a lot of scripts are provided by Nmap. So just type cat/etc. Let me just share. So USR share Nmap scripts. Sorry, supposed to be ls. Yeah. So in fact, Nmap has a lot of different scripts that will allow you to do enumeration. Like here, you can use the SMB enum domains, enum group, processes, services, and so on and so forth. Yeah. So again, in my when I conduct my training, penetration testing training, I normally encourage students to use different type of labs. Like for example, the one I'm showing you here, the CompTIA online labs. Now, the only problem with this lab is that we might have the issue, or you might have an issue related to the connection. So that's why it is actually recommended that participants or students are utilizing two different type of labs. The online labs that can be assessed, yeah, that can be assessed by utilizing the internet and browser. And the second lab that we normally also prepare for the student, or the students might need to prepare by themselves, is the offline lab by utilizing any of the applicable virtualization software, such as the VMware Workstation, as well as the VirtualBox. So in this example, I'm utilizing VMware Workstation version 16 something Pro. Yeah. Okay, back to our topic.
Pak, maaf,
Ya,
dari Pak Eka
ya,
ada
oke.
pertanyaan.
Sebentar saya sambil ini ya. Sebentar saya sambil buka ininya dulu. Oke, pertanyaannya apa tuh?
Can
Yeah,
Nmap
as I already mentioned, Pak Eka, if there's a question from you, can Nmap evade WAF? Yes, there are some methods that you can apply with the Nmap. Ya, jadi ada tekniknya, Pak. Jadi kalau di Pentest Plus atau di information gathering ini ada teknik-teknik yang bisa digunakan untuk mengevade WAF. Misalnya bisa kita menggunakan karakter encoding, itu bisa nge-bypass WAF, Pak. Ya. Okay, any other question? If none, let me go back to my discussion earlier. So in this active reconnaissance module, you will learn a lot of different things about the the Nmap, the HPing tree, yeah. And you can also enumerate the targets by utilizing different tools, yeah. Yeah. You will also learn about using Metasploit, auxiliary modules to perform port scanning as well, yeah. Because in Metasploit, Metasploit actually has a lot of different scripts that will allow you to do a lot of things. Like you can do exploitation, you can even use the modules to perform reconnaissance. For example, here, yeah, you can use the Metasploit. Let me open up this. Just give me a minute. So Metasploit, has several useful module. Let me just run this MSF console. Yeah, it's a bit slow. Just give me a minute. So besides utilizing Nmap script, and then HPing3 for reconnaissance purposes, you could also use you can also utilize the MSF console or the Metasploit framework console, which is equipped with many different scripts. Yeah. Like for example, you can use the port scanning script, which is part of the auxiliary modules provided by the Metasploit framework. Yeah. Did you know that Metasploit has several versions? The free version is the Metasploit framework. Then they have two different version of the commercial edition, which is the Pro and the basic version, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah. So yeah, while waiting for the Metasploit module to load, let me go back to this one. Yeah. So beside Nmap, HPing3, you can also use Metasploit framework to perform the reconnaissance or information gathering by utilizing the auxiliary modules. Yeah, so this is just an example of utilizing the exploit module. Yeah. In fact, a lot of things we learn in this particular, information gathering. Yeah. Also, the enumeration technique by utilizing, for example, SMB or SNNP. Yeah, you can do banner grabbing. Yeah, Windows host enumeration by utilizing Windows tools such as the dir ipconfig or route print, net user, net local group, net share, as well as PowerShell CMD lets like get command, get local user, local group, and so on and so forth. Yeah. So these are some of the examples of Windows host enumeration techniques by utilizing the Nmap, RPC client, and Metasploit. So this is just an example here. Use auxiliary scanner, SMB, look SID. So these are just the examples of host enumeration. Remember that the main objective of the information gathering or reconnaissance is to get as much information as possible about your target. Yeah. Ya, ini sepertinya ada pertanyaan. What programming language is Nmap script engine? NSE or Nmap scripting engine was actually based on Lula. If I'm not mistaken, is Lula language, or they call it as. I can't really remember on this one. Let me just check. Yeah. So the NSE scripting language here is actually based on Lua language. Yeah. So of course you can create your own script to perform or to be integrated with the Nmap script. Yeah, or Nmap itself. Yeah. Yeah. So let me get back to you on explaining about the use of auxiliary modules. So for example, here you can use the MSF console and search for, you can search for a module related to scanning. So just port scan, just type port. You see this one? Or just use the search. There's a problem with my Metasploit. Yeah, it's a bit slow. Search for scan. Let me see. Yeah, here there's a auxiliaries. There are several modules related to auxiliary. Auxiliary scanner. You can use the auxiliary scanner. Let me see. A lot of modules here. So let me see. Auxiliary port scan. Yeah. So you can use this one, just an example of the scanner. Yeah. So you can use this. Use show option. Set, let's say, our host. This could be a list of IP address or addresses 192.168. What was my, yeah, 236.0/24. Yeah. Of course, if you want to scan for a specific host, let's say 133, I can easily change this to, let's say, 133 and just type run. It looks like is a IP address assigned. Let me see. So yeah, so let me just set our hosts to 192.168.236.0/24, and you can just type run. Yeah, looks like there's an error, but anyway, just an example. Search for port scan. Yeah, you can also use the TCP sync scan here. Yeah. So just an example of how you can utilize the Nmap for the enumeration. Yeah. All right. So yeah, this module is quite long, so you can also do like beside Windows, you can also do Linux enumeration by utilizing Nmap, RPC client, Metasploit, or even Bash, built-in Bash commands. Yeah, like uname, host name, and so on and so forth. Yeah. And of course, you will also need to understand different, ports and services being installed on the target machines. Any more question? Okay, so I think that's my presentation. Although we have a very long, in fact, if we follow this, it will take more than 2 hours to explain based on the slides. So what I'm going to do here is I'll be giving you a simple, what do you call this, quiz, yeah? So try to participate in the quiz, yeah? Let me prepare for the quiz. See if we can actually, I will write down the quiz link, yeah? So jadi ini ada quiz ya Pak ya, Bapak Ibu, ini ada quiz. So please try to participate with the quiz. I'll start the quiz in a while. Just give me a minute. So I'll start the quiz. Perhaps you can also see if we can actually understand several things about the quiz. I mean, the topics being discussed earlier. So it will be a guided quiz, yeah. And definitely you will get the answer. Okay, so room name is security. So let me just write down. Room name is security in capital letter 2021. Okay, so this is the question from my quiz. We have about 10 questions. See if we can actually answer this. Go ahead. So Socrative login and then room name is security 2021. Number 1. Which is a method used to fingerprint a possible web server? Yeah. Try to answer. I'll give you 1 minute on each particular question.
Sambil menunggu Pak, ada pertanyaan lagi dari Pak Wisnu.
Yeah.
Is Nmap blocked by GCP?
What do you mean by GCP?
Mungkin Pak Wisnu bisa dijawab what you mean by GCP?
Wah, ini karena kebetulan kalau Nmap ini kita banyakkan pakainya di internal, Pak. Nggak di luar, Pak. Kalau di luar berat, Pak. Jadi Google Cloud Platform is not applicable to this. Okay, let's see. Your question, your answer related to this one. Which is a method to use to which is a method used to fingerprint a possible web server? Is it A, use netcat to banner grab, or use Nmap -SX to perform Christmas tree scan, or use Metasploit, or use ipconfig? Ini langsung aja dijawab ya.
Oh,
So yeah, kindly log into the URL provided. Room name is security 2021. See, we can actually ya mungkin host tolong dimatikan itunya. Yeah, okay. So 36 out of 40 students answered. Do you want to see the result? Okay, see, let's look at the result ya. Ini ada nanya juga Pak Wisnu Sanjaya. Pentest Plus dibandingkan dengan sertifikasi lain seperti CPAN, account, metodologi dan exam lebih berbobot mana? Wah, saya nggak bisa bandingkan nih Pak. Saya nggak enak jawabnya. Kalau saya sih, saya udah udah pernah ikut CH dari CEH, dari ICSA, masing-masing punya bobot Pak, susah dibandingkan. Jadi kalau masalah metodologi dan sebagainya agak susah dibandingkan. Masing-masing punya poin lebih. Jadi saya nggak bisa jawab yang ini Pak. Nggak enak juga karena saya juga ngajar Easy Console, saya juga ngajar Pentest Plus. Jadi nanti takutnya ada yang nggak senang nih. Jadi nanti Bapak Wisnu Sanjaya bisa lihat-lihat di internet aja Pak. Saya nggak berani jawab Pak. Oke, kita lihat ya. Oke, kita lihat ya. Oke, let's look at the result. Show result. Oke, 34% of you guys answered the use netcat to banner grab HTTP GET requests, which is actually correct. Yeah. B, use Nmap-SX to perform Christmas tree scan is not the correct answer. Okay. Next question. Ini agak telat ya ini ya. Ini kenapa nih? Karena internet saya atau apa ya? Looks like I have an internet connection problem. Just give me a minute. Let me try to check. Ya, ini juga bilang ada yang very slow. Hold on a minute. Yeah, let me just check what's actually the problem. Yeah, it's very slow. Even from the Philippines, it looks like the website has a problem. Hold on a minute. Looks like Socrative.com has a problem. Yeah, for those who has anything else like seminar to attend or a meeting to attend, go ahead. If you want to leave earlier, it's okay. Looks like Socrative has a problem. I was not able to sign in. Anyway, let me just wait. Let us just wait for a while. Yeah, for the website to be available. Yeah. So yeah, I think we can. You can visit the website later on, since we have a problem with the website. I was not able to sign in as well. Yeah. Anyway, let's perhaps skip that one and go back to this Kali. Ya. Silakan kalau ada pertanyaan, Bapak Ibu. Do you have any question? Mbak Ingrid, ini saya ada masalah sama ininya websitenya, jadi kita skip aja.
Baik Pak, jadi di skip ya kuisnya ya Pak ya.
Kuisnya di skip, jadi basically saya akan ngulangin juga ya. Ya, jadi ada beberapa yang nanya apakah firewall Nmap bisa nge-bypass next gen firewall atau UTM. Itu tekniknya berbeda, opsinya banyak sih sebenarnya. Okay, so let me go back to the topic. Yeah, so basically, if you can see that we can perform a lot of information gathering techniques by utilizing Nmap. Yeah, the Nmap script, then hping3, and even Metasploitable. Metasploit framework. Yeah. Ya, saya rasa dari saya that's all from me. Any question? Ya, mungkin ada pertanyaan kalau itu ya dari teman-teman yang lain. Silakan. Halo. Halo.
Bapak Ibu, apakah ada pertanyaan lain yang ingin ditanyakan? Dari Pak Maximilian Arthur, Pak.
Ya, sebentar. Sebelum itu saya recap dulu ya. Jadi sebenarnya tadi we have discussed about how to conduct active reconnaissance. Tapi karena modulnya panjang, so due to the very long module, it might requires me to explain this module within more than 2 to 3 hours. So I'll just stop here. Ya, so saya berhentiin di sini aja karena panjang sekali modulnya. Ya. Oke, silakan ada pertanyaan tadi dari sebentar. Sebentar, Pak. Ini ada pertanyaan. Ini sambil saya tunjukin di ininya ya. Oke, coba kita lihat. Pak Wahyu Pratama, apakah scanning Nmap tetap masuk terdeteksi? Tergantung Pak, ada teknik Pak. Jadi saya nggak bisa terlalu banyak bicara masalah apakah terdetek atau tidak. Itu tergantung tekniknya. Jadi beda teknik, beda objektif Pak. Ya. Jadi mungkin Bapak ngikutin kelas dulu biar tahu nih teknik-tekniknya supaya bisa tahu bisa dicoba. Karena nggak bisa dibilang langsung yes or no gitu ya. Jadi harus benar-benar dites dulu. Ya, terus ditanya juga ada requirement tidak perlu Pak. Jadi kalau Bapak nggak perlu ngambil ceh dulu, baru ngambil ke Pentest Plus. Minimal harus ada minimum requirements is you need to know about networking protocols, ada background dari networking atau sedikit programming, that would be fine. Ini ada lagi Mas Yudhistira. Can you use Nmap to figure out origin server behind Cloudflare? Or yes, it's most likely it's possible because Nmap has ini Pak Yudhistira ya. Because Nmap has their own signatures, so mungkin bisa detect servernya originnya Cloudflare atau bukan. Ya.
Sebelumnya ada Pak Maximilian Arthur Pak.
Yang mana tuh?
Is Reconnaissance result needs to input
Is
in
Reconnaissance
the
result needs to input in the reporting? Yeah, of course. Ini reporting needs to be what do you call this? Detailed, very detailed. You'll need to provide everything that you have found or any findings in your report. So you need to provide everything in your report. Yeah. So ranging from reconnaissance technique, vulnerability scanning as well as exploitation needs to be in your report. Ya, jadi diharapkan dengan adanya sneak peek ini, Anda minimal tahu nih kira-kira apa yang dibahas. So at least you know which particular topic or topics are being discussed when you attend this particular Pentest Plus course. One of the topics being discussed or module being discussed is this active reconnaissance by utilizing several tools. So here you will learn a lot of different tools, yeah, to perform reconnaissance technique. Ya, jadi reconnaissance ini sangat-sangat berguna ya bagi pentester karena informasi-informasi ini akan dibawa dan dipergunakan untuk ya mungkin nantinya penyerangan dan sebagainya. Sambil saya cek ya tadi udah websitenya udah bina ya. Ya ini masih bisa, kita udah bisa coba jalanin lagi yang tadi tes ya. Yang nomor 2. Question number 2. Silakan dicoba dijawab. Please kindly join and answer the question. What is network mapping? Is it A, the process of altering a null IP packet before transmitting it on a network? Is it B, the process of determining which TCP and UDP ports in the target is using to listen? Is it C, the process of scanning a host for known vulnerabilities? Or is it D, the process of discovering devices on a network in an effort to visualize the network? Yeah. So go ahead. Yeah. So let's see what's the answer. Let me show you the result. Yeah, okay. So the correct answer is D, the process of discovering devices on a network in an effort to visualize the network. Yeah, 73% answered correctly. Yeah. Nah, kita coba sampai up to question number 5 lah. Number 3. What is the purpose of the nmap-st command? Ini just 1 minute, yeah. You have 1 minute for every single question. Let's see what's the answer. Sudah yang lain udah belum nih? Ya. Dipercepat ya yang lainnya teman-teman ya. So you have only 1 minute to answer the question, each question. Okay, nah kita cek. So let's look at the result. 42% answered correctly. Conduct TCP connect scan. So nmap-st is the command to do or to perform TCP connect. Very good. Let's move on to number 4. When would credential scan be advantageous? Nah, credential scan, jadi harus tahu what is actually a credential scan. Credential scan is a scanning technique that requires you to enter username and password. Yeah. See if we can answer correctly. So credential scan will be advantageous when scanning for detailed lists of host unpatched vulnerabilities, or B, when simulating an unauthorized attack on an internal system, or C, when stealth disk scan is needed to avoid detection, or D, when looking for username and password. Hurry up. You have only 1 minute. Okay, let's see the result. Yeah, 20% of you guys answered this correctly. When scanning for a detailed list of host and patch vulnerabilities, 30% answered incorrectly. 37%. Okay, so credential scan is very good, or has an advantage of scanning for detailed list of hosts and patch vulnerabilities. Let's look at number 5. What is this Dear Buster used for? Yeah. Anyone knows about Dear Buster? This Dear Buster is a tool to do what? Okay, hurry up. Kita lihat ya jawabannya. So let's look at the results. Okay. Yep. 70% of you guys answered this correctly. To enumerate directory names on websites. Yeah, very good. So these are some of the examples of the questions that you will see in Pentest Plus. Of course, these are not the real question in the Pentest Plus exam. The questions, the real question will be a bit tougher than this. Yeah, it's harder than this. Oke, that's all from me ya. Jadi dari saya itu aja. Mbak Ingrid mungkin bisa kasih, mungkin ada pertanyaan yang lain?
Baiklah Bapak dan Ibu, bila ada pertanyaan lainnya yang ingin ditanyakan sebelum
Any question? Any question here? Ada yang mau nanya? From the Philippines? From the Philippines, may tatanong ba? Kayo? Hello guys? Guys? Hello?
Is there any question before we close the session?
Mr. Kim Aylor? Sarah Jenia? Hello, guys?
Mungkin sambil bekerja, Pak.
Oh ya. Ya, tadi yang John Arai udah ini sih udah left sih karena dia ada meeting.
Ya, ini ada dari Pak Maximilian, Pak. Ada pertanyaan lagi? Apakah ujian Pentest Plus lebih condong ke
multiple choice, tapi kalau pertanyaannya dari Maximilian ya, pertanyaannya itu ada multiple choice, ada itu performance test. Jadi kita disuruh ngetik komen atau milih drag and drop. Nggak ada practical seperti contohnya kayak model ethical hacking practical atau OSCP, nggak ada seperti itu. Pak Wisnu tanya ada Pentest Pak ada terkait writing report, nggak ada Pak, tidak ada tentang writing report, tapi ada pertanyaan tentang writing report. Tidak ada langsung minta langsung bikin laporan gitu, nggak ada. Anyone else? I'm very sorry I can't share the slide. Since the slide is coming from CompTIA, is an official slide, I won't be able to share it for you. Apologize for that. Anyone? Those from the Philippines? Mungkin dimatiin dulu Mbak Ingrid itunya. Ada echo. Anyone else? Oke, boleh mungkin bisa tutup Mbak. Yang lain kayaknya sambil kerja nih.
Iya Pak. Ada pesan juga sih dari Pak Wisnu nih Pak. Ada buku gitu yang mau di-share Bapak mungkin?
Oh iya, nanti tolong nanti via email aja kita ingat Pak. Ya, akan di-share.
Pak masih ke mute Pak.
Buku akan di-share via email aja. Ya, nanti yang udah terdaftar kita akan share bukunya.
Jadi nanti akan di-share
ya email aja.
By email ya Pak ya, untuk buku yang Bapak tulis ya Pak ya?
Ya, betul.
Oke.
Tutup aja dulu, nanti Mbak Ingrid tutup ya. Jadi thank you very much for your kind attention and hopefully we can see each other again in near future. Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you, Pak Semi. Please submit our feedback form and get special prize for our next class. Feel free to contact us for any details. Thank you very much for your kind attention. See you next time. Stay safe and healthy. Wish you a wonderful day.
Bye-bye. Bye-bye. Bye-bye.
Kami nanti kirim ini ya, boleh di untuk ininya feedback formnya saya share di ini ya.
Sudah, Mbak Indi.
Sudah ya? Oke. Baiklah kalau begitu. Nanti mohon bantuannya untuk dapat mengisi dan mengirimkan kembali ya Bapak-bapak, Ibu-ibu. Terima kasih untuk waktu dan kesempatan yang diberikan. Selamat siang.
Okay, ciao. Bye-bye.